Welcome to the Wisdom Tribe. If you are listening to this right now, it is not by coincidence, it is by divine appointment. You have been drawn here by the Spirit of God Himself because this message carries something that belongs specifically to you. You are not here by accident. You are here because heaven has already stamped you as chosen, set apart, and destined for greatness. Every trial you've endured, every tear you've shed, every moment of waiting has led you to this very point. God has orchestrated your steps, aligned your path, and positioned you perfectly to receive this word. This is your moment to awaken to the purpose that has been written over your life since before the foundations of the world. Before we go any further, if your spirit is stirred by this message, type 7 in the comments right now. That number is not random. It represents divine completion and faithfulness, the sign that God is finishing the hidden work in your heart and preparing to restore or bring alignment with the person He has destined for you. When you type it, you're declaring in faith that you are chosen, patient, and ready to see God's perfect plan unfold in your relationship. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom Tribe. And make sure you watch this video to the very end, because the breakthrough in your love story is about to be revealed in a way you never imagined. Rewatch this video more than once to fully understand the depth of God's message for you. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Heaven knows your heart, chosen one. God sees every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every prayer whispered in secret, and every moment you felt invisible, overlooked, or misunderstood. He sees the nights you stayed awake wondering if your love, your patience, and your devotion were worth it. He sees the heaviness in your chest, the longing in your soul, and the hope that refuses to die even when the world tells you to let go. Your heart is not ordinary. It is sacred, divinely crafted, and designed to carry love that is far greater than anything you could have imagined. This love is not just emotional, it is spiritual, eternal, and part of a plan that heaven itself has orchestrated. Sometimes it may feel as if the person you care for doesn't notice your value, your effort, or the depth of your faithfulness. You may feel misunderstood, unrecognized, or even rejected. You may wonder if all the patience, the prayers, the tears, and the moments of holding on have been in vain. But heaven sees it all. God knows your intentions, your struggles, and the sincerity of your heart. He sees how you have loved selflessly, prayed tirelessly, and remained steadfast even when everything in the natural seemed uncertain. Your love is not wasted, and your patience is not meaningless. Every silent sacrifice, every word spoken in faith, every act of kindness given without expectation, every moment you chose hope over despair, God has recorded it. He has seen the moments when you fought the temptation to walk away, the moments when fear whispered that it was over, and the moments when doubt tried to steal your joy. Every single one of those moments has been preparing you for the fullness of what He has destined. Even when circumstances, the opinions of others, or even the person themselves seem to suggest you should let go, the Spirit whispers softly to your soul, "This is the person I have called you to cherish." Your love is not random. Your devotion is not misplaced. The challenges, the delays, the misunderstandings, and even the heartaches, they were never meant to break you. They were meant to refine you, to strengthen your faith, and to prepare your heart for a union that will reflect the glory of God's design. your faithfulness in the hidden places, the tears no one saw, the prayers no one heard, the love no one acknowledged, has built within you a resilience, a spiritual depth, and a capacity to love beyond ordinary measure. Heaven knows your heart, chosen one, and that knowledge gives your love purpose, endurance, and supernatural significance. Even when human eyes cannot see your worth, God's eyes are upon you. He will never allow your devotion, your prayers, or your patience to return void. This is why you must hold on. This is why you must trust even when it's hard. Even if everything in the natural seems uncertain, the spiritual realm is already moving on your behalf. Your heart is not wasted, your love is not overlooked. The connection you've nurtured, the care you've shown, and the faith you've maintained, all of it is part of a divine plan that will transform your story, elevate your life, and fulfill a destiny written long before your birth. Heaven knows your heart, chosen one, and that knowledge is your guarantee. It is proof that your love is sacred, your patience is powerful, and your faith is unstoppable. Do not doubt your worth. Do not question your devotion. Do not let temporary confusion or discouragement convince you that your efforts have been meaningless. The person God has placed on your heart is part of a divine orchestration, and your steadfast love is the key that will unlock what heaven has promised. Stand firm, trust the Spirit, guard your heart, and never ever give up on what God Himself has planted within you to cherish. Your love is prophetic, your devotion is eternal, and heaven is waiting for the moment when your faithfulness aligns with God's perfect timing to reveal the miraculous, the restorative, and the beautiful plan He has written for your life. Chapter 2. The season of waiting is divine. There is a time for everything under heaven, chosen one, and God's timing is always perfect. Even when it feels like the world is moving faster than your love story, even when your heart aches with longing or uncertainty, remember this: waiting is not punishment, it is preparation. Every tear you have shed, every night spent awake praying, every quiet moment of longing and hope is being used by God to shape, mold, and prepare both you and the person He has destined for you. God is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot see. He is aligning hearts, clearing paths, and removing obstacles, both visible and invisible, so that when the right moment arrives, the love you share will be pure, whole, and unstoppable. This is not random delay, it is divine orchestration. Every pause, every season of longing, every moment of stillness has a sacred purpose. God is using this season to refine your character, deepen your faith, and cultivate patience, humility, and discernment within your heart. During this season, chosen one, you are being equipped with wisdom that only time and experience can bring. You are learning to trust God more fully, to rely on His timing rather than your own impulses, and to recognize that rushing ahead could disrupt the divine alignment He has meticulously set in motion. Waiting is not a weakness, it is a spiritual discipline. It is proof that your heart is willing to honor God's plan instead of seeking temporary comfort in human timing. At times, the waiting may feel unbearable. You may struggle with loneliness, doubt, or fear that the love you are holding on to will never come to fruition. You may question whether it is worth it, whether the person will ever return your devotion, or whether the pain will ever end. Chosen one, these moments of discomfort are not signs that God has forgotten you. They are opportunities for you to grow stronger, to deepen your reliance on Him, and to prepare your heart to receive a love that is worthy of your faithfulness. Remember, God is not only preparing you, He is also preparing the other person. Hearts aligned in His will are never truly out of sync, no matter the distance, time, or challenges that separate them. He is harmonizing your spirits, orchestrating divine encounters, and ensuring that when you finally come together, your love will reflect His glory, purpose, and perfection. This is why the season of waiting is sacred. It is a time of invisible growth, unseen favor, and hidden blessings. Every moment of patience, every prayer lifted in faith, every act of devotion in silence is building the foundation for a love that will withstand trials, endure time, and flourish in ways that human understanding cannot comprehend. So do not rush. Do not force what God is still aligning. Guard your heart and protect your faith. Continue to pray, continue to hope, and continue to believe that God's perfect plan is unfolding. The waiting is not empty. It is full of preparation, positioning, and divine work that will make your eventual union not just a relationship, but a spiritual testimony of God's faithfulness. Hold on, chosen one. Stand firm in patience. Embrace the preparation, trust the timing, and know that when this season ends, it will reveal a love story that is far greater, far stronger, and far more beautiful than anything you could have imagined. Your waiting is divine. Your faith is being rewarded, and your heart will be united with what heaven has designed for you in its perfect time. Chapter 3. Every struggle is purposeful. Chosen one, you may have faced hurt, disappointment, misunderstandings, or even seasons of separation from the person God has placed on your heart. Perhaps words were spoken that cut deeper than you ever imagined. Actions were taken that left your soul confused or wounded, or silence descended in a way that felt heavier than any storm you've endured. You may have questioned why things didn't turn out as you prayed, why your devotion seemed unrecognized, or why it feels like the one you long for remains distant. But here's the unshakable truth. Every struggle, every moment of pain, every trial, and every season of uncertainty has a divine purpose. God is not allowing these hardships to break you, punish you, or turn you away from the person He has destined for you. He is using them to refine you, to build endurance in your spirit, and to expand your capacity to love beyond human limitations. Every trial is shaping your heart, strengthening your patience, and preparing you for a love that is far deeper, purer, and more transformative than anything you could have imagined. These struggles teach resilience. They help you develop a steadfastness that cannot be shaken by circumstance. They cultivate discernment, teaching you to see the difference between temporary infatuation and divinely ordained love. They prepare you to recognize loyalty, integrity, and spiritual alignment when it finally steps into your life. The hardships ensure that your heart will not be hurried, manipulated, or swayed by anything less than what heaven has planned for you. Even what feels like rejection is part of God's divine orchestration. Separation, disappointment, or confusion are not signs that the story is over. They are moments of preparation. God allows these experiences so that healing can take place, so that both hearts can mature, and so that the eventual union will be rooted in understanding, respect, and spiritual alignment. The person you are waiting for is also being shaped, molded, and prepared for the fullness of what God intends to bring into your life. Chosen one, struggles are also tests of faith. They reveal the depth of your trust in God's promises and your willingness to walk in patience. They show whether your love is grounded in the Spirit rather than in fleeting emotions. Each tear, each pang of heartache, and each moment of longing is a spiritual refining fire, purifying your devotion and aligning your desires with God's perfect plan. Your struggles are not just personal trials. They are part of a divine narrative. They are invisible threads weaving together your story of restoration, reconciliation, and divine timing. They prepare your heart to receive a love that will reflect God's glory, honor your faithfulness, and surpass anything you could have imagined. What may seem like delay or disappointment is actually a season of unseen preparation, where God is positioning both of you for a love that is unstoppable, unshakable, and eternal. So do not lose heart, chosen one. Do not allow frustration, doubt, or fear to cloud your vision. Embrace every challenge, trust every delay, and hold on to the truth that God is orchestrating everything behind the scenes. Your struggles are not in vain. Your faithfulness is being noticed. Your prayers are being answered. And when the timing is right, every trial will make sense, every tear will be redeemed, and the love that God has written for you will arrive in perfect alignment with His divine plan. Remember this always: what you are enduring now is not random, it is purposeful. It is shaping you, elevating you, and preparing your heart for the extraordinary blessing that is coming. Every struggle is a seed, and the harvest will be far greater than anything you have endured. Hold fast, stay faithful, and trust that God is at work, bringing you closer to the person He has destined for you in the perfect time, for a love that will change your life forever. Chapter 4. Love is a divine assignment. God did not create love to be casual, chosen one. Your love for this person is not merely a fleeting emotion or a random attraction. It is part of a spiritual assignment, carefully orchestrated by heaven itself. You were placed in each other's lives for a divine purpose, even if it is not immediately clear to you. Every encounter, every conversation, every shared moment, every disagreement, and every act of patience has a reason beyond what the human eye can see. It is not by chance that your paths crossed. It is by design, written into the plan of God before either of you were born. This love exists to shape you. It is meant to refine your character, stretch your patience, strengthen your faith, and deepen your understanding of God's ways. Sometimes the lessons are gentle, wrapped in warmth and connection, and other times they are challenging, wrapped in misunderstanding or distance. But all of them are designed to prepare your heart for the fullness of what God intends. Even the moments of conflict or disappointment are part of a divine curriculum teaching you resilience, discernment, and the ability to love selflessly. Walking away prematurely would mean abandoning a destiny far greater than what your eyes can perceive. God uses this love to teach both of you lessons no one else could provide. Lessons in humility, forgiveness, trust, and spiritual growth. Through this connection, you are learning to navigate complexity, embrace patience, and cultivate a faith that can withstand any storm. Every challenge, every delay, every period of silence, and every misunderstanding is part of the blueprint God has written to prepare your hearts for a union that will glorify Him. Love is sacred, chosen one. It is not defined by temporary feelings, convenience, or human timing. It is eternal, spiritual, and divinely aligned. Even in seasons of waiting, confusion, or separation, this love continues to work behind the scenes, aligning your heart, shaping your soul, and preparing both of you for a connection that will be unshakable and unstoppable. Your devotion in this season, your faithfulness in the unseen, and your willingness to stay despite uncertainty are all part of God's grand design. Consider this. Every great love in Scripture involved a season of preparation. Abraham and Sarah waited decades for God's promise. Isaac and Rebekah's union was divinely arranged, guided every step of the way. Joseph and Mary were led by God's hand into a story that changed the course of history. Your love story is no different. It has been guided, protected, and prepared by God to fulfill a purpose greater than what you see in the moment. This is why patience is crucial. This is why staying faithful, even when circumstances seem impossible, is necessary. Each moment you hold on, each prayer you lift, each choice to trust rather than run is building a foundation for a love that will endure, bless, and inspire. The bond you share is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is a divine assignment entrusted to your heart by the Creator Himself. So, chosen one, guard this love with reverence, nurture it with prayer, faith, and wisdom. Do not allow misunderstandings, delays, or temporary discouragements to shake your resolve. Every act of patience, every prayer for them, every choice to love even in uncertainty is positioning you for the fulfillment of God's perfect plan. Remember always, love is not a coincidence, it is a divine assignment. Walking away is never the answer because God's plan is far bigger than any obstacle you face. What He has designed cannot be undone. What He has assigned cannot fail. Stand firm, trust His timing, and hold fast to the love that heaven itself has orchestrated. Because the story of this love will become a testimony of faith, endurance, and divine alignment that will inspire generations. Chapter 5. Do not let fear dictate your decisions. Many give up on love because of fear of rejection, fear of vulnerability, fear of disappointment, or fear of getting hurt again. Chosen one, this fear is natural, but it was never meant to control you. God's voice is louder than every fear that rises in your heart. He says to you now, trust me, trust my timing, trust my plan. Do not give up on the person I have placed in your heart, because what I have orchestrated cannot be undone by fear, hesitation, or doubt. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking steps forward despite it, guided by faith and trust in God's promises. Every time you feel uncertain, every time you consider walking away because the path seems too difficult, remember that God is with you in every moment. He is strengthening you, equipping you, and preparing both your heart and theirs for the fullness of His plan. Fear is temporary, but the reward of obedience to God is eternal. The enemy will try relentlessly to plant doubt in your mind. He will whisper lies that they will never love you back, that the pain is too great, that patience is wasted, that giving up is the safer path. But faith sees beyond the temporary, beyond appearances, and beyond the pain of the present moment. Faith knows that God's plan cannot fail. Faith knows that divine alignment is stronger than human fear. Faith understands that God is orchestrating every detail, even when you cannot see it. Do not let fear dictate your decisions, chosen one. Every time you choose to stay, to pray, to hope, and to trust, you are not simply enduring. You are partnering with God in a divine work that will yield blessings far beyond what you can imagine. You are proving that your love is rooted not in circumstance, but in heaven's purpose. You are choosing obedience over emotion, hope over doubt, and faith over fear. You are actively participating in a love story that is greater than your understanding, a story that God Himself has written before you were even born. Even when the waiting is long, even when the heartache feels unbearable, do not allow fear to write the story that heaven has already scripted. The plans God has for your love are far greater than the temporary trials you face. He is orchestrating every detail, aligning every heart, removing every obstacle, and preparing a union that will honor His glory. Fear may try to shake you, but the spirit within you will remain steadfast, unwavering, and victorious. Remember, chosen one, the greatest love stories are not those that unfold easily. They are those that survive tests, endure trials, and rise above every challenge. Your willingness to stand firm despite fear will not only strengthen your heart, but will also reveal the depth of your faith and your alignment with God's plan. Do not shrink back. Do not compromise. Do not allow fear to convince you that surrender is safety. Every moment of doubt, every pang of anxiety, every second you feel tempted to walk away is a chance to exercise your faith. When fear knocks at your door, answer with courage. When doubt whispers lies, counter it with prayer. When the heart trembles, remind yourself that God's timing is perfect, His promises are sure, and His love is greater than any temporary pain. Hold fast, stand firm, trust God's timing. Let courage, faith, and obedience guide your steps. The person you are meant to love is part of a divine design. And every act of faith in the midst of fear draws you closer to the fulfillment of that heavenly assignment. Fear may knock, but faith must answer. The story is not over, and your obedience will lead to a love that is extraordinary, enduring, and divinely orchestrated. Never forget, fear is the enemy's tool to rob you of destiny, delay, and divine connection. But your choice to stand, to persevere, and to trust God transforms fear into testimony. It prepares your heart, sharpens your spirit, and positions you for a love that reflects heaven itself. The person you are meant to cherish is not lost. They are simply on God's timeline. And your courage to remain faithful ensures that you will not miss the divine fulfillment that has been written just for you. Chapter 6. God is aligning your destiny. Chosen one, understand this. Holding on is not about stubbornness, fear, or settling. It is about faith. This is not just about enduring pain or clinging to a memory. It is about trusting that God Himself is actively orchestrating your paths to intersect at the perfect time. Every season of waiting, every moment of longing, every unanswered question, and every silent prayer is part of His divine plan. Heaven is working behind the scenes, removing distractions, closing doors that do not belong to your destiny, and opening doors that will bring you closer to your God-ordained union. The person you are praying for, thinking of, and holding on to is not static either. God is working in their heart, their mind, and their circumstances. He is shaping their character, refining their faith, and preparing them to become the partner that complements the person He has been forming in you. The timing is not accidental, and the preparation is not random. Every challenge, delay, and season of silence is a part of a divine curriculum designed to strengthen both of you for the moment you are meant to meet. When God brings you together, it will not be a union of convenience, compromise, or human timing. It will be a divine meeting orchestrated by the creator of destiny itself. Patience now guarantees destiny later. Every trial, misunderstanding, and period of separation is a thread in God's perfect tapestry, weaving your love story according to His design. The struggles you endure today are refining your heart, shaping your spirit, and preparing you for a connection that is unshakable, resilient, and spiritually aligned. You are learning lessons in trust, surrender, discernment, and unwavering hope. Lessons that cannot be rushed, forced, or skipped. Chosen one. Destiny cannot be hurried. When God aligns your path with theirs, everything will fall into place effortlessly. You will recognize the timing not because it meets human expectations, but because it resonates with the certainty of divine orchestration. Every obstacle that once seemed insurmountable will fade, every doubt will be silenced, and every unanswered question will find clarity. The love that arrives will be unmistakably from God. It will be a union that reflects His glory, a bond that honors His plan, and a connection that surpasses anything you could have imagined. Your faithfulness now is crucial. Every prayer, every act of patience, every moment you resist giving up, and every choice to trust God's process is positioning you for the fulfillment of a destiny far greater than simple romance. This is a divine partnership, a sacred alignment, and a testimony of God's perfect timing. The love you are holding onto is not for temporary comfort. It is heaven's design, a union that carries purpose, destiny, and blessing. Stay steadfast, chosen one. Keep trusting, praying, and guarding your heart in faith. Do not allow doubt, impatience, or fear to steer your decisions. God is meticulously arranging circumstances, aligning timing, and preparing both of you so that when the moment arrives, nothing will be forced, nothing will be rushed, and nothing will be missed. Your obedience, patience, and perseverance are unlocking a love story written by heaven itself. Remember always, God is not silent, He is not absent, and He is not unaware. He is orchestrating every detail, preparing your hearts, and aligning your destiny with precision. When the timing is perfect, the love that has been cultivated in spirit, strengthened by faith, and refined by patience will finally be revealed. It will be a love that is divine, unstoppable, transformative, and eternally aligned with the purpose of God. And in that moment, all the waiting, all the struggle, and all the faithfulness will culminate in a union that surpasses human understanding and glorifies God's name. Chapter 7. Never give up. The miracle is coming. Chosen one, the ultimate truth is this. God is speaking directly to your heart. Never give up on that person. Your prayers are not falling on deaf ears. They are being recorded in heaven. Your faith, even in moments of doubt, is seen by the Most High, and your patience is not unnoticed. Every tear you've shed, every whispered prayer, every longing in your heart is part of a divine orchestration leading toward the miracle that God has already promised. Do not let temporary disappointment, confusion, or the opinions of others shake your resolve. Do not allow the enemy to convince you that your love is wasted or that the timing is wrong. Heaven's timing is perfect, and the love that is meant for you will return in full measure. It may not look the way you imagined, but it will exceed your expectations. It will be complete, whole, and aligned with God's purpose. Every piece of your story, the heartbreak, the waiting, the longing, is being used by God to shape a love that is extraordinary, resilient, and unshakable. Stand firm, chosen one. Continue to love with a pure heart. Continue to pray with unwavering faith, and continue to trust in the God who sees the unseen. Your obedience in holding on, in remaining patient, and in keeping your heart aligned with God's will is positioning you for a breakthrough that is beyond human comprehension. This is not just about reconciliation. This is about divine restoration, alignment, and a love that carries eternity within it. Every delay, every moment of uncertainty, every season of silence is preparation for the miracle to unfold. God is clearing paths, removing distractions, and aligning circumstances so that when this person returns or when your union is revealed, it will be undeniable that it came from heaven. The breakthrough is not accidental, it is divine, it is ordained, and it is inevitable. You may not see all the pieces now, but faith allows you to trust that God is weaving them together perfectly. Remember, chosen one, miracles are often disguised as delays. What looks like absence is actually alignment. What feels like separation is actually preparation. Heaven is at work, and the miracle that you have been waiting for is already moving toward you. Every prayer you have spoken, every act of patience, every silent plea to God is contributing to a moment that will be glorious, overwhelming, and life-changing. Keep your heart steadfast, your faith unwavering, and your hope alive. Do not let fear, doubt, or impatience rob you of what God has destined for you. This is your moment. The miracle is coming. The restoration, reconciliation, or divine union that you have longed for is already written in your story. Stand firm in the promises of God. Trust His timing. Hold fast to His voice over your heart, because He does not make mistakes. The love that is meant for you is approaching. And when it arrives, it will confirm that every season of waiting, every act of faith, and every moment of trust was necessary. Never forget, chosen one, your faithfulness now is the key that unlocks heaven's plan. The miracle is on its way. Stay steadfast, stay hopeful, stay prayerful, and prepare your heart to receive the fullness of what God has been orchestrating in secret. Your obedience, patience, and unwavering love will culminate in a testimony so powerful that it will inspire, heal, and uplift others, proving that when God speaks, miracles always come to pass. Even if it feels like everything is delayed, even if the waiting feels endless, God's plan is not hindered by human timelines. The love prepared for you is perfectly crafted, divinely appointed, and meant to transform your life and your destiny. Do not give up, chosen one. The miracle is coming. God is faithful, His promises are sure, and His timing is flawless.